Up, everybody out there on Facebook? Sinner and the Saints back. We wanted to surprise you guys with this impromptu episode. I have a awesome guest in studio, a very talented guest. In fact, this gentleman's so talented today that he's competed in an athletic event, and he may even possibly play a brand new song for us. Maybe later. But without further ado, I have to announce my co-host isn't here. Let's lay a little bit of the background for you guys. Chad Damerell, the normal co-host of Sinner and the Saint, has decided to take up a little part-time job, maybe. And he'll be back with us eventually, but without further ado, I'm going to introduce our guest on Sinner and the Saint this week. None other than returning guest, Bobby Curley. What is up, brother? Why don't you get a little closer to that microphone? Don't be scared.
What's up, guys?
All right, we're back.
We're waking up the dogs next door.
Yeah, if you hear the dogs barking, you'll hear it probably most of the episode with these dogs. They're not mine. Bobby, you're wearing a Team 209 shirt. Let's lay the background.
First of all, let's get a cheers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Boom.
Cheers.
First episode back. This has been months in the making.
But we've been doing a lot of stuff. So we've been out there behind the scenes doing Sinner and the Saint stuff that people just don't know about.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we had a jiu-jitsu competition today.
Yeah.
209 versus 916.
Submission Pro Tour put it on. I
Yep.
thought it was a pretty cool little event.
Yep.
It's great. I just like being around the same type of jiu-jitsu people. Like jiu-jitsu people are always gonna be cool.
Yeah.
So
and there's a lot of good talent out there today. So
there
it was
was.
good.
There was. The whole card from top to bottom was pretty entertaining. There was, even in the first couple matches, people were screaming, people were getting into it. It was a good show.
Yeah.
I personally could go without the kids matches, I mean,
Yeah.
on big shows like that. They're just
Right. And, it didn't start till 1 p.m. and it finished up about the same time as a normal tournament would, starting at 7 in the morning. So they moved it along fast. The music production was on point.
Yeah.
The referees were good.
They seem like they had their stuff together as far as the little details of the event.
Yeah.
They didn't mess up anyone's walkout music, it sounded like.
No.
The lights were on point. I'm very particular about watching those lights and the red and the blue, and when they switch them on for the guys to actually go in the middle, and they were spot on that.
And I think it starts with the guy in the back who's getting people staged, getting them ready. He was so relaxed, so chill.
Professional when he was talking to you. I saw.
He's just very chill guy. Normal at tournaments or other events, you'll have some people backstage freaking out.
Yeah,
because
the show's not on time or it's going over or something like that.
No, they were very chill with it, and everyone was on time. It almost was in 10, 15 minutes of the schedule.
I never looked at the clock because it was moving so well.
Yeah.
So I was never worried about time. Like I knew where you were in the card, and I knew who was around you. So I was watching out for those guys and, just making sure that you had enough time to get dressed and all that stuff. But, it was a good event. One improvement I think they could have made with the food, they could definitely set up a little booth or something.
Probably some restrictions on that.
Yeah. COVID and it messes everything up.
Yeah. But it was cool. It was the first event me and my brother have competed on since 2008,
2007 probably.
So that was cool to see my older brother there.
He's a beast, man. He's getting back into it.
He is.
I'm excited because I can see physically, from a physical standpoint, he's lost a bunch of weight. He looks great. He's happy as hell. And the cool thing is he's got his whole family in there. He's got his wife and his kids. Yep. And that was years ago. They weren't even born yet.
Yeah. And we're going to just drop it right here. He doesn't really have Facebook, so no one's going to know.
Yeah.
But he's going to be going for the ADCC trials on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Which is the top grappling, no-gi grappling in the world. And I think he's going to actually do really good at it. So,
and for people who don't know, like he has an extensive MMA background, extensive wrestling. I mean, his wrestling, accolades are second to none. Like he's a big guy.
He was a Division I wrestler. Took second in the state of California. Only lost 2 matches his senior year. Went off with the nationals. Did great at nationals. And honestly, he tore his ACL.
He blew his knee, right?
He blew his knee in college with.
Get a little closer to that mic.
Yeah, he blew his knee in college, but he was on track to be one of the top heavyweights in the nation.
Yeah.
So, no, he's has everything that he needs to win.
And when I first met you guys, it was in Lodi, and you guys, I didn't even know you were gonna fight, but I remember in Lodi was when the first Stockton arena fight was.
Yeah.
From Grunsky's thing, right?
Yeah. Does everyone know how old we were when we met, Dave?
Oh, dude, I was 17.
Yeah.
You were probably 18 at the time.
Yeah.
Right out at Delta.
Yeah.
I was still in high school. It was the end of my senior year. And I had blown my shoulder out. So I had surgery. I was on the sidelines just watching everybody. But I remember they started handing out flyers, and Sensei Eric was telling everyone, hey, JC's going to be fighting. And I was like, holy shit. Like, I didn't know none of these guys did that. Like, that was news to me.
Yeah. And growing up, I mean, I wanted to do everything my brother did because he was so good at it, and I think people looked at me like, hey, what are you going to do? Are you going to be as good as your brother? I always wanted to be.
Yeah.
So naturally, when I saw him win his first fight, people were starting to look at me like, hey, he's going to fight. Yeah. And I got approached for that next Stockton Arena fight.
Yeah.
And we went in there and we murdered.
Well, even backing it up to the first fight, JC goes out there. I don't know if he was working real stand-up at the time. He was doing a lot of jiu-jitsu, and his wrestling was fucking insane, and he was big and in good shape.
Yeah.
And he beat the dude easily in 52 seconds.
JC's stand-up came from like...
he Vitor Belfort,
like Power Rangers, and like
he went Vitor on him, right? Yeah. If I remember right, he goes in there and just demolishes the guy, gets him backed up from against the cage.
I remember him; he was just sitting there from his hip,
just nailing this dude in the face.
Poor guy.
Yeah, it's like if Vitor Belfort was in the heavyweight division at 270 pounds, like it was insane. And obviously he was athletic as hell. And then, that's when you started fighting. Then that second card was your pro debut, his second fight. And both of you guys won the fight. I'm pretty sure the same way, right? If I'm not mistaken, chokes or something.
I think JC. Yeah, I think we did get the same choke. Yeah. Actually, JC might have got a different choke. I think he got a
rear naked choke.
I thought he got a heat choke.
That was in the Santa Rosa heat choke.
Okay.
Yeah.
So well then we both finished the same way.
Yeah. But that was crazy.
Probably the biggest crowd that Stockton Arena's ever had. Really, that thing. Besides that,
that was a hell of a show. There's 10,000 people packed.
That was a great show.
And people were rowdy and they were drinking. The Stockton Arena was, really.
The Stockton Arena always brings it. Yeah, it's always a great crowd. No matter what event goes on there.
Yeah. Oh, we got Dennis motherfucking Shingu on. What is up, Sensei Dennis? Sensei. Yeah, he's saying, what's up, fuckers? But going back to that second card, it was just the energy was fucking insane. And then, dude, without even knowing it, we had a nice after party. We were at a pizza parlor. We shut it down. Then we went somewhere else. After
I think they kicked us out of pizza parlor, but
yeah. But great fucking time. And after that, I picked up a newspaper that night because we were partying until the sun came up, and they were stocking the newspapers in the little boxes where you put the coins. And I just randomly told the guy, I was like, I want one of those newspapers. How much? And he's like,
where were you at?
It was outside the pizza parlor.
Oh, really? So
okay. And maybe they were stocking them like in the middle of the night, like 1 a.m, 2 a.m. or something. And I ended up like, hey, yeah, give me a paper. I don't know why I bought it, but I figured there would be a write-up about the fight.
Yeah.
Well, little did I know, next day, your fucking page is front fucking page of the Stockton record. I had no idea.
You still got that?
I don't know where that went.
I think I got one.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But I mean, so it was the first time today in fucking very long time, at least 2007, 2008 that I can remember.
Yeah,
that you guys were on the same card together,
and it didn't feel weird whatsoever.
Felt normal, right?
So I've been training hard for this match. You know, I'm in the gym a lot. I don't show it much. I'm constantly running and staying in shape to compete. And I thought, you know, I'm getting to the point where I could test my brother, you know, and push him a little bit.
Yeah.
But he just stepped his game up this last week, and this last Tuesday, he just murdered me.
Yeah.
I mean, murdered me. And it took me a couple of days to recover.
I definitely know, because you were texting us, me and Chad, about it. And he's just like, I am sore as hell.
I couldn't walk. I mean, I was just bench pressing 300 pounds off of me for 2 hours straight. And yeah, I was just beat up.
Yeah. If you ever roll with JC, you don't think a guy like that could be so like technical and fucking like athletic as fuck.
Well,
right?
and you know the brother dynamic.
Yeah.
We don't go easy on each other
you guys
whatsoever.
always go fucking hard.
So yeah, JC is chilling, doing moves and technique on other people, and then he gets on me, and next thing I know, he's just jamming his head into my throat. He's putting all his weight on me, you know, and I'm being a little dick too, and trying to, you know, push him as hard as I can too. So I think I am one of the only people in the gym that will actually like be a dick to him.
Yeah.
Because I know he could take it, and he's not going to.
Yeah. He's going to give you real fucking shit.
Yeah. He's not going to fight me.
But he's not going to go light on you either too.
Although
like he takes
has
it
fought
pretty
me a
tough
few
on
times.
you. You guys have always been like, you're wrestling. You guys both can teach. Like, you guys have that ability to teach it and really help somebody that's never wrestled. And this is from a personal standpoint too. You guys both have helped me tremendously in my game, but you guys, something about like the way you guys can communicate or the way you can break down a move, it really makes it a lot easier to learn than other coaches I've seen or you know, other coaches that are out there.
Yeah, you know, one of the best compliments I ever got was from Coach Sandler, who was my college wrestling coach. And I came back after, I don't know, 6 years of being out of college, and I came back and I was going to go coach at Delta.
Yeah.
And I did a couple practices. I mean, he goes, man, you've really become a better coach than you were a wrestler. And I thought about it. I was like, man, that's kind of fucked up. But then I was like, yeah, it's actually a good compliment, because I do feel like, you know, they're people that are meant to explain and coach. Mm-hmm. And I've always been a person that loves technique and loves technical stuff, but also wants to help people understand that their body and their awareness of their mat is different for every single person. So a move cannot be taught to the same person.
Yeah.
You have to tailor it to them, mm-hmm. but also make them understand why that they're doing it that way. It's because of certain positions and their leverage and stuff like that. So that's how I break things down. I always break things down from the very beginning, mm-hmm. and not just try to teach a move that, you know, might work on someone, you know?
Well, and what's great too is your wrestling is transferable too. Like, I've seen you wrestle guys 200-300 pounds more than you. Right. Like, you've wrestled super heavyweights, and you do the same moves and the same techniques, and you teach the same techniques. Like, I mean, it's amazing that you can really do that. Like, it's awesome, and it's not everybody can't do that. You guys do have like this crazy athleticism in your family, of course, you know, that's natural, and you guys have great genetics, but there's more to it than that. Yeah.
Like I was from 6th grade, I was in the
What up, Anthony?
From 6th grade, I was in the high schools practicing with the high school team every day. I was going to football practice, swimming, sometimes baseball and wrestling in the same day. I was learning from everyone I could. I had some of the greatest coaches in the sport. Yeah. I mean, great coaches.
Along the way too, like even as a kid and stuff, like I'm sure like
still guys that I mean
you look up to and admire.
The first person who ever shot me how to teach a single, his name was Joe Espinoza. He ended up being an alternate. He was in the Olympics. He was a freestyle national champion. And then my coaches along the way were all really awesome dudes. And you know, I love wrestling. more than any sport there is.
Yeah.
Because of what it teaches kids.
Yeah.
It teaches them just to shut up
Mm-hmm.
and work hard. You know,
there's no one tougher than wrestlers. Like athletics wise, maybe rugby. I don't know. We don't really have too many rugby
rugby's
players.
a team sport still.
Yeah,
you know,
you're right.
So
good point.
Wrestling is like, and
you leave it out there on the mats. There's no bullshitting wrestling. Either you're good or you're not.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and these kids sacrifice a lot.
Yeah,
a lot.
Oh yeah, the runs and the shit that they do. Like, you know, you go to a basketball and a football practice, and even if they're tough, you know, you go to a wrestling practice and you're dead. Like, wrestlers, something about them, it's that go-go mentality.
There's everyone knows their guys out there. There's those friends you have that said, I wrestled.
Yeah.
And you ask them, and they say, well, I went to a couple practices.
Yeah. And then they figured out it wasn't for them.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks. It's a kick in the dick, you know?
It's horrible. I mean, like the guys that stuck with it, like from even as a young kid, like you see those guys in youth programs, like middle school and shit. Like what grade did you start wrestling? Like on a team or
5th, 6th grade?
5th, 6th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even at a young age, you're taking that hard working mentality and you're bringing it through all of, like, if you make it through at a young age and then you're definitely going to make it through high school, then you're going to probably wrestle in college if you go, you know, like, and then after that, you're probably going to go into either the Olympics, you're either going to be an amazing coach or you're going to be an MMA fighter nowadays. Right. And, but the hardworking mentality stays with you and continues throughout your whole life.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it is. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. When I was in Florida, you know, I coached that first, elementary team.
Yeah.
We won more matches than we ever had.
Yeah.
And then the dean of the school comes up and says, hey, I like your coaching style. Can you coach the baseball team too? Yeah. And I said, okay. Well, next thing I know, I have the whole baseball team, like the JV.
Winning, right?
Yeah, we're winning. But, you know, I started disciplining them like they never did before. You know, I asked them one day to pick the trash up off the bus. They wouldn't. So I had them running sprints after a doubleheader and all their parents were pissed at me because they had plans. But, you know, that's
part of it, though.
That's wrestling. So.
Yeah. I'm sure, like, you've been coaching long enough and you've been in this long enough, like you learn to meet people along the way, but you gain a lot of respect for certain individuals and things like that. You gained a lot of contacts or friends.
Yeah.
You know, what has been some of the biggest things that you pulled away from some of these people throughout your wrestling career? You know, that you've taken through life with you, other than the hard working, you know, of course that's there, but
I think, excuse me, the best thing, I had a coach in high school. The best coaches point you in the direction of greatness, right? So they don't take the recognition from themselves. They show you what's possible. And so I remember going into his classroom at lunch, and he'd put on these Iowa State tapes or these Iowa tapes with Dan Gable and having his team run. And he would look at us and he'd say, hey, just let you know, like, these are how hard these guys are working. Yeah. And this is why they're winning. And so guys, like, meeting the best coaches that I've ever met always point to someone better than them. They're not taking it saying, hey, I know everything.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
there's always someone out there that is going to be better, right?
Yeah.
You probably just haven't come across them yet.
Right. Yeah.
But, you know, it was awesome to see JC doing so well. He's been competing a lot lately. Yeah. You know, he was at the Stockton World League, right?
Jiu-Jitsu World League. He took the double gold there last weekend.
Yeah. Gi and no gi.
Yeah. He's a beast.
Just killing it out there. And I mean, he took a lot of time off. He was doing schooling and, you know, having the family thing and
a lot of time off, probably a lot of 15 years off.
Yeah. And he's picking it back up and he's getting back in there and you can really see the passion he's having. I mean, today was you know, great example. He was just dominated, you know, normal. The Jiu-Jitsu World League, same thing. He dominated his matches, you know. It's going to be hard to find someone out there that's that big that can really do something, you know, devastating to JC at this point.
Yeah, and he has his whole family there too with him, and they're all going to practice every day at the same time.
How is he going to miss when his kids are going?
His kids are going, his wife's going.
Like,
yeah.
I don't. He probably hasn't ever trained this much since like back in wrestling days. You know what I mean?
Right.
And even when he was fighting, he was still, he had to split his time between different places. So
yeah. So is this a good time to tell them about your new podcast you might be dropping soon?
Yeah. Check it out. We're going to be starting up a new jiu-jitsu podcast, getting out there in the jiu-jitsu community, getting some awesome instructors on here, telling a little bit about their stories, and possibly even maybe some new tournaments popping up. I don't know. Maybe Hooked on Endorphins is involved. I don't know.
I don't know if Chad ever gets out of, Elk River.
Yeah. It's a dangerous place to be. So Bobby, let's talk. You came back today. This was your first competition at brown belt, and it's great to get out there. Like I need to get out there and get competing more myself. But how did it feel from a physical standpoint, getting out there on the mats? It was a few months since your last competition?
Yeah, it's been a couple months.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to compete at a higher belt because of it's more technical. Mm-hmm. The game slows down a little bit more.
You get longer time.
It didn't slow down as much as I thought it was going to slow down.
Yeah, they were rowdy today.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu is just it's evolved so much, and like we were talking earlier, so much of a leg lock game now that it's almost default goes into a leg lock position, like 50-60% of the time.
Yep.
It just ends up there, and so there's a lot of defense in that. So it's a new game that when we started doing jiu-jitsu, leg locks, they were you couldn't do them.
Yeah, they were frowned upon.
They're frowned upon. Yeah. You didn't practice them.
You had to go to certain places to get them.
Yeah, most of our no-gi stuff, the only time we learned real heel hooks was like sambo guys. Mm-hmm. Or we knew the positions, but that was it.
Yeah,
we didn't even practice them.
Yeah, we weren't ripping each other's ankles or anything like that.
And there's a lot more injuries now. But but even that. With that being said, it's still not that fun to me to do leg locks. You end up in a stalling position or a neutral position. You end up there for a long time. You're fighting it, and a lot of people just don't do anything else. And
it's kind of a lazy game too. Like I do like leg locks.
Yeah.
And a lot of times my cardio is not the best, so it helps me on a little rest point. But I'm really good at them too, so I can transfer back and forth. But think of it, you're laying on your back. Yeah. You're in a vulnerable position. Like
we talk about this too, like with why Hickson has such a opinion about jiu-jitsu nowadays is because a lot of the sitting down and pulling guard and kneeling and going inverted and stuff like that in a fight, you just get hammer fisted and knocked out.
Yeah. Or if you're on a street situation, you bust your head on the sidewalk.
Right. Yeah. So there's a sport jiu-jitsu side of it, and then there's like a practical jiu-jitsu side of it. And then there's the side that I like, which is like I like to have fun and do fun stuff. You know, I like to hit arm bars and triangles.
Mix it up.
And sometimes I'll do a somersault into your guard. Well, I don't know. I just like to have fun. And so I'm not a fan of wrist locks.
Yeah.
Like I don't care for them. I understand their what they do to people, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, okay, well, if that's the way you want to win, like, cool, whatever. Doesn't show me anything other than you could do a wrist lock.
Yeah,
same thing with heel hooks. It's a very, I don't know. It's just not
different.
It's not my style.
Yeah. So everyone has a different kind of jiu-jitsu game they play. For the people out there that don't watch jiu-jitsu, which probably not very many, but the ones that out there that aren't a fan of jiu-jitsu, everyone has a different game they play. Some guys are better at more of a wrestling style. Some guys are better at, you've always liked to do like pretty cool moves. Like you like to pull triangles and right. Throw arm bars and stuff that looks really cool to do.
Yeah.
And maybe we've always, through the years of training together, we've always kind of practiced them on each other in the gym and stuff, but it's something that you like. And some guys, they're just straight, leg lockers, or some guys are just back takers,
Yeah.
like, And I notice it's kind of like the NFL. I think of it like you see these offenses that get real popular in the NFL, like the Wildcat offense,
Wildcats,
or
5-yard,
the read option, right? Remember Colin Kaepernick and all these guys are running the read option.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same trending thing with jiu-jitsu, you know,
but they're not getting mossed anymore, you know.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
Where's the Randy Moss?
Yeah.
You know, we want to see those deep passes.
Yeah, you know, you still want to see Aaron Rodgers throw it down the field.
Yeah.
So I'm with you on that, but I think it's just how the game nowadays it's getting popular. So there's gonna be trends and things that go around for a little while, and people will get stuck on them, and then they'll move on to something else once they realize that, you know, everyone's picked up on that.
Yeah, like I said, with that being said, like my match today was a good match.
Yeah,
we pushed each other.
Very entertaining.
We pushed each other hard. I had some attacks. He had some attacks. I thought I had a more. I thought my attack was deeper. I thought I had put him in more trouble than he ever put me in. But I think at the end of the day, I don't know.
I really don't know how they score the opinion judge at the end thing with that. I because there's really no you couldn't, if you watch this match, you couldn't really say one person won over the other.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of jiu-jitsu matches. There was a few like that today that you couldn't really say one really won that match.
Yeah, and that's
they're pretty evenly fought.
But I also like that because that's how, you know, it should be in jiu-jitsu. You know, like either you get the point system is just kind of, I don't know. If you have points, you need a lot more time. Yeah, because you can't have short matches with points.
How'd you feel competing for 8 minutes for the first time?
Oh, it was good.
Yeah,
yeah.
You didn't seem winded. I noticed you were very calm through the whole thing. We were talking earlier, and you said you felt calm and you wanted to stay calm. And
well, that's the thing too. Like at higher weight classes, I went at 185 today, and you can't. I mean, you can't go all crazy for 8 minutes at 185. It's a lot, you know. It's a lot more muscle. It's a lot bigger of a weight class, and so if you come out like a 45 pounder, you're going to be gassed. And I know if I have 8 minute match, I can, you know, conserve a little bit. Yeah. But because you always want to finish on top, you know, and I think I did. I think I finished coming up on top. So I don't know. Yeah, and I seen, you know, there was a huge improvement from your game from the last match that you did back over summertime and this one. You know, there was a huge improvement. You looked better. Yeah. You were calmer. That other one, I don't know if you weren't feeling well or something, but you looked a little bit more like you needed a meal. I was light. You needed to eat. I was about 12 pounds lighter than I am now. So I've noticed that I don't want to go down to 75 or anything like that. So yeah. Anthony says jiu-jitsu is so badass. Everyone wants a piece of it now. Halle Berry just directed a badass movie called Bruised about jiu-jitsu. And it's getting real mainstream nowadays. When we started, it was hard to find places to train. Yeah. There's only one or two places. You had to go like underground almost. We didn't even have a black belt in our town. No, you know? For the longest time, Sensei Eric was the highest ranked guy around that I was aware of. And he was a high level brown belt, you know? Yeah. And so, I mean, he really, like, if you think about what he's done for jiu-jitsu in this area now, like if it wasn't for him holding it down for all of those years, he probably wouldn't have started. Yeah. Yeah. It wouldn't be like any respect or anything. You think of how big Stockton is, right? And we're not a big town, but there's a lot of places to train here. And high level training. No place is a really sit down place, you know. It's good training no matter where you go, different types, but it's all good training. So Sensei Eric really like laid the foundation for this town, and you know, guys like Steve Heath and Nick and Nate, and you know, keeping it going. And I'm glad it's here. Yeah. You know? How many black belts are in America? Oh, that's a good question. It's still a low number. It's gotta be. It's still a low number. You know, compare that to karate black belts or Aikido black belts. Yeah. You see that guy who's getting on McDojo Life? Oh God. The dude who's like Aikido guy? No, the guy who's like has a gun. He's like, let me show you how. He's like, slip it and you close the distance. And you grab the slide. And that way they can't shoot you. Yeah. He's on McDojo Life like all the time. McDojo Life always has the best shit on there. Oh, it's amazing. I think I sent you guys that one where they were doing like the and the guys would like shake and pass out, and
and Chad's back there catching one of the guys, or this
Dude,
guy that looks
I remember,
like Chad.
I remember one of my buddies, Kyle, when I was a kid, he was going to Aikido classes over there by Black Widow.
Yeah.
You remember that Aikido place right there? So he was going there.
Actually, it moved over to this bank over here, or not even a bank. It's right across from the Circle K right here in the liquor store.
Really?
It moved into that, and it just moved out. Now that's a dance place, Bobby. We should go. They do salsa. And
So he tells me one day, he's like, yeah, I've been doing Aikido. I was like, I was wrestling at the time. He's like, I could basically take you down however I want. I'm like, how? He's like, I was like, okay, come on. He's like, no, I don't come towards you. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I use your energy. Like you come at me, and then I use passive energy because we're not like an aggressive sport or non-combative or some shit.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well,
you should have.
And I just shot a blast double on him, and I just took him down. He's like, what? I'm like, maybe you need your little outfit on, like your skirt or whatever.
They wear like dresses or something.
Yeah,
it's
like
real weird.
It's like a dress with like a scarf around their waist.
Did you ever hear that Aikido guy that was on Joe Rogan's podcast?
No.
Oh,
Joe Rogan probably.
He drilled him, dude.
Yeah,
he drilled him and embarrassed him. It was hilarious. When I met Joe Rogan in Napa, that's one of the things we brought up to him. We were talking to him. We're like, hey, man, we listened to that Aikido story. He's like, yeah, it's the biggest bullshit martial art I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. So just so everyone knows, there's like very few, I wouldn't say there's very few, but Aikido is probably just the biggest fraud there is in martial arts.
Oh, for sure.
They claim to use your energy and passive movements to just throw people across the room, which doesn't ever work. And they get people to sign up for this stuff, and it's usually like these middle-aged people from the Midwest that have no business in the gym.
It's like these women, like, I don't know what kind of voodoo shit they do in Aikido, but dude, I seen them over there cleaning that place, and they just look like a bunch of fucking aliens.
They're probably all Scientologists.
Pretty damn close.
I would bet good money that Ron, whatever his name is, what the fuck's his name?
David Miscavige is the guy.
No,
L. Ron Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard started Aikido.
You don't know, Bobby. You lived in Clearwater, Florida, and you don't know L. Ron Hubbard.
Name is Ron. So I'm pretty sure he has something to do with starting Aikido.
Yeah, it's bad, dude.
If anyone has ever had a Scientology exam, contact us so we can set that straight. Okay.
Yeah, I'm curious if we have any Scientologists out there that are watching the podcast. Like, please chime in. We want to know a little bit more.
No, they probably have a gun to their throat.
Remember when we were there, dude, and they would all cross the street at the same time?
Yeah,
and they were constantly painting the buildings and screwing in light bulbs.
All their windows are blacked out.
The fuck out. The whole town has got a Scientologist logo on it. Like,
they have their own restaurant that they can't eat in any other restaurant. They have to eat at that one restaurant.
And they eat it like certain times of the day.
Yeah. It's the weirdest cult I've ever seen.
They wear blue pants and white shirts.
Khakis. It was khakis and like white shirts. And that was the sea division. So they go out to sea on these cargo ships. And I mean, what
seaboard?
I have no idea what they supply other than themselves. So they have these huge warehouses, these huge buildings that they're supplying. I don't know what it is, and I think it's just like documents that they're constantly printing, because the whole idea is, that they pay a certain amount
propaganda, right? Like
they pay money for like textbooks and stuff, and so they buy the next level of their whatever it is.
Yeah.
So like, oh, you wanna be a purple belt? Okay, well, it's gonna be $3,500. And then you have to get like 5 other people to sign up for a white belt.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, then you can't get the next level. And then as they get up and up and up and up, and they want to learn like what's going to happen when Zulu, their god, comes down and lands on top of John Travolta's house or some shit. Yeah.
Jumps out of the sky like Mission Impossible.
They have to spend like $20,000 or like more than that for that. And
how do you think you get wrapped into something like that? It's got to be like a
lot of them are
member.
Foreigners, tell you the truth.
Really?
Yeah. So you think you have this beautiful mansion in Tampa Bay, Florida, and you're from Serbia or some shit, and you're freezing your tits off out there, and they're like, hey, come to Tampa. We'll pay for everything, and all you have to do is study and do a little bit of work. And they're like, okay, it's like a contract. It's like going to the military.
Yeah.
And they get these people, and then they just basically trap them and tell their families they can't be seen. Like, and they kill people. I mean, it's just, there's been tons and tons of stories.
David Miscavige's wife has been missing for fucking years.
Is she?
She's been, and Leah Remini, I don't know if you guys watch that show about her exposing.
Anthony probably does.
Anthony, if you watch about Leah Remini and Scientology, chime in, brother. We need some help. But yeah, I've watched her, and dude, the shit that gets me is the threatening and the fucking following them and getting to their house. Like, I just don't understand how in the United States of America, where almost everybody has a gun, there's more guns than people, they say, fucking how no one just blasts the fuck out of like somebody following them, right? Like, you don't hear about that.
When I was out there in Clearwater, they said that half of the Clearwater police force was like bought and paid. They would have the Clearwater police outside the Scientology buildings, not letting any normal people into it.
But like, say they're following a civilian like that was in it or something, or that pissed them off. Like, what is going to stop that civilian from going ape shit on the church? Or is it just because it's a hate crime because it's a church?
No, stuff happens all the time. They take the tapes and they don't show it at all. Like, any kind of like weakness to the Scientologists, they're not going to let out. Yeah. And they own everything in that town. They literally own every building in Clearwater.
Yeah. They have just ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah. And their headquarters, they built with like these super titanium steel frames so that it could withhold the weight of the starship that comes down and takes people up to space.
This is like,
there's a landing pad on top of the church.
Are you familiar with the Hale-Bopp comet that came through like in like 1999 or whatever? No. It was like a comet, right? And there was this cult called Heaven's Gate, and they all thought the comet was going to take them up, and they were going to ride the comet tail to heaven. And so they all drank poison and shit, and fucking all wore Nikes and wore like shit all over. Like,
they probably did wear Nikes,
and they all died. No, they all wore the same Nikes, like black Nikes. It was a thing. And he like made them all like shave their heads and shit. You can find this footage on YouTube of the Heaven's Gate interviews. Look them up.
I bet Chris was watching that.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy, bro. And all these people like shave their head and they're like, I just castrated myself, and they did shit like that, bro. And this guy had him drinking the punch, and they drank so much of the punch the night the comet came through, they all committed suicide. There was like 42 people in the house, in a mansion in LA or some shit like that. I remember it was a huge thing when I was a kid.
But I mean, why don't you start something like that?
No, I don't need to start nothing like that. Anthony says, every major jail in California down south, there's always Scientology building. I walk out of LA County and they were there. Lovely building. He said they're nice buildings. They're in the jails California too. They're all over from what I understand.
So John Travolta tried to buy the town of Clearwater. There was actually documentation.
How much do you think that cost?
Dude, so I don't know if Hulk Hogan is, but he used to live there too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he still does.
Tom Cruise.
He has a restaurant there now.
Really?
Yeah.
Or his ex-wife.
No, he just started.
When his ex-wife was banging that like 10-year-old.
Yeah. He was like 15, still in high school.
But John Travolta, he tried to buy the town of Clearwater because he was going to put in a private airstrip to like send in all his Scientology friends, and him and Tom Cruise were like trying to lobby the city to like sell it to them and shit. They wanted to like gate off the entire city of Clearwater, which is insane.
Only allow Scientologists in. Is that their plan?
Yeah,
that's what they're down for, huh?
Yeah, they're crazy.
Weird motherfuckers.
They are crazy.
Bobby, I see a guitar over there, man. Can you play us a little jam? I'll help you sing if you're down, man. We could play old school New Orleans or something. I don't know, man, but I see a guitar.
If you want to bless us with something, I'll take some kratom. I'll get the guitar. You get the guitar.
Huh?
I'm gonna take some kratom, and then you can play the guitar.
Yeah, let me turn your camera off. Okay. Yesterday seemed like any old regular day. And then I went outside. Thought I'd have a smoke. The night was black as hell. Sorry, we're just fucking with you guys. We're having a good time out there. So today was pretty awesome. We're having a good time. Chad's out in Elk River right now, bartending. If you want to go find him, you got to hit up the login. You'll see him out there. And yeah, things are good. We're coming back. We're going to be doing more episodes. We're going to get some more guests. We're starting another podcast. I'm helping a few more people start podcasts. There's going to be a ton of podcasts going on with Pearson Podcasting Productions. So get ready, guys. We got a lot in store for you. It's been a while since we've done one, so I'm happy to be back. It's been too long, guys. Definitely been too long. We got Anthony on. If you ever stay in Hollywood and go to the Death Museum, which sounds tight. You heard of the Death Museum? Yeah, they have like coffins and you know where I saw the Death Museum, Anthony, was on A&E Network, had something about it, and I checked it out. But if you ever go to the Death Museum, they talk about all the major cults and everything about serial killers. It's pretty cool. But they have a spaceship group. So, I mean, these Scientologist people are everywhere. There's, I mean, alien life going on. Do you believe in aliens, Bobby?
Yeah, and you know,
the
Pentagon's really getting ready to push out all their stuff.
I think they're gonna not release that.
I think they already did. Anthony should know about the stuff that they released. They had like videos that they started releasing now.
Mm-hmm.
No one's talking about it, but they started releasing videos.
There's a lot of shit in the news, though. I mean, we got Epstein's old lady on trial. They had a homeboy in Wisconsin on trial.
I heard who was it? Jay-Z. Him and Epstein were like
close,
like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, man, that they say were close to that guy, and they accidentally released like some flight records.
Yeah.
The FAA or whatever.
Yeah, at the first day of trial.
Yeah. They accidentally released them, so the shit's gonna hit the fan, man.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah,
I hope so. I hope something happens big.
Who knows, man? They were in some deep shit though. Like, if you got a plane and you got a fucking island, like, and you're doing that kind of shit, like, and you're getting millionaires and billionaires and people that run this fucking country and shit like that involved. Ooh, fuck! Like, you don't know what's going on out there.
Yeah, and you're doing anything you want.
Oh yeah,
there's no rules out there.
No, you got all the money in the fucking world.
Yeah. I mean, you could get away with a lot of stuff overseas as it is.
You hear that he had like a painting of Bill Clinton in his house in a dress and heels and makeup? Like,
I bet that's what they're into.
He spent like $100,000 on it at an auction or something, but it was like in a main portion of his house.
Didn't you hear about there was like that CIA agent that the Secret Service agent that said like that Hillary would like that he would like make Bill get down on his knees and she would like yell at him and curse. Like,
that's some deep shit.
That she would like beat him up and stuff.
Oh, that's fucked up, man. He was in the hospital recently for some sort of infection.
Billy?
Yeah. They had to rush him to the hospital, admitted him. He got out. He's fine.
He's pretty old. He's like in his 90s, isn't he?
No, I don't think he's in his 90s.
He's pretty close.
He was young when he was president, man. He was like one of our youngest presidents.
Was he?
Yeah, he was like second youngest, I think.
He's old now.
Yeah,
he's old.
He's probably in his 70s, 80s, I would assume.
I think he's in his 80s, like late 80s.
You think so?
Yeah.
How old is Bill Clinton, Siri?
He's old.
Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna find out how old exactly.
Here, I can do it.
All right, you're on that. If anybody knows how old Bill Clinton is, please just chime in the comments. That's pretty easy. His old lady is. What bugs me, dude, is 80-year-old people.
Oh yeah, he's 75.
75.
He looks older.
He was young when he was in office, dude.
Joe Biden's older than him by 4 years.
By a lot. And he was president when we were kids.
He's 4 years older than Bill Clinton.
Dude, I was in elementary school when he was president. And he's 75. He's 5 years younger.
I mean, Trump's old too. Trump's 75.
But theoretically, like, these dudes could still run. Like, I mean, Bill Clinton obviously got elected twice, so he couldn't. But, like, he's old enough that he could still run and win it. Like,
yeah, I mean, he's younger than the person that just won.
Yeah. That's crazy. How young before, like, how long before we elect like a young guy, like a real young motherfucker?
Well, you have to be 45 to be a president, right? You should 45? Know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You graduate high school, right?
45.
Yeah, to be 45. So I don't know. I doubt they're gonna.
And what do you think the youngest is gonna be?
Well,
you think we'll ever get like a 50-year-old dude in there?
Based on the Rams coach right now, I think there's a possibility. Sean McVay. You know, the young guys are getting in there and killing it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we got Sean Payton, who's a young coach. We got Sean McVay. Who's the other young guy for the Niners coach?
Yeah.
His dad was good.
Yeah. The Broncos guy.
His dad got him the
Shanahan.
Yeah,
Kyle Shanahan.
His dad got him the job.
Gruden's son's a coach too.
Yeah.
Jay Gruden or whatever.
You can't say Gruden.
Yeah, Jay Gruden.
You can't say Gruden.
35.
You kicked off. 35 what?
35, Bubba. I don't know what 35
he's saying you have to be 35 to be president. I thought you had to be 45.
I thought it was 45.
Let's see. Maybe it is 35 and we're just.
If they could elect a 35-year-old, that'd be crazy, dude. Imagine he's like got no kids, no wife, like he's a young man going into the White House. Like that'd be insane, right? Can you see that? Or is it always going to be an old dude?
You know, yeah, it's always gonna be an old dude. I think there's, oh, it is 35. Damn.
35. Oh man,
Anthony.
And you said did you graduate high school?
I know.
Like, come on, we were both off on that one. Holy shit!
They must have changed it.
Yeah, that's a new rule.
Yeah,
that just happened.
All the new rules.
Thank you for that, Anthony. But yeah, 35. So I mean, and if we could get like a 38-year-old president or under 40,
I honestly think that people would elect Elon Musk, and he's like what, 39?
He's that young? Yeah. He's only 39.
I thought he was young. Dang it!
I don't know how old Elon Musk is.
I just throw numbers out there that I think.
Oh, Anthony says not enough life, no knowledge.
So, Elon's 50.
Yeah, Elon's definitely got enough knowledge. Even if he was 39.
Well, I mean, I think knowledge is not the best thing, honestly.
Yeah.
For being a president. I think probably having the best like outlook. Do
you think The Rock ever runs for president?
Based on his steroid use, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because once someone says like, "Oh, steroids are illegal," because everyone knows he's been on steroids.
What if he admits it? What if he's like, "Hey, I've definitely done some testosterone replacement therapy"?
I just don't think that they're not gonna. I mean, fuck, I don't know. Look what they did to Arnold. They elected Arnold in California.
Yeah, he was on steroids.
Idiots.
Yeah, he was on steroids.
But
he didn't do a half bad job though. Let's be real. Like, I mean, our governor now is doing a worse job than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I don't know what happened on those days. I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, nothing bad. We weren't all forced.
Well, we weren't running businesses back then either, so I don't know what was going on.
You're right. That's true. It all changes once you
own
gotta
a
pay
business.
taxes.
You got a business, everything changes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We weren't even paying taxes back then, probably.
Shoot.
I don't even know what years he was governor, but he didn't do a half bad job. I mean, guys do worse, 35 and has to be an American citizen sucks because Elon would be the best president. Elon's not an American citizen. I think he's from New Zealand, right? Or something.
Can't you be like naturalized citizen?
No, you have to be born in America. I don't know why that makes it a fuck bit of sense, right?
So why can you be a congressman and be like a naturalized citizen they hold just as much power as the president, basically.
Probably more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He has to ask Congress for a lot.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, right?
Yeah. I mean, they could veto
Yeah.
and look like douches.
Yeah.
But and basically go against everything that like America stands for. But
how long do you think before we need to go to a different planet to fucking make this thing work?
Well, Elon wants to take us there. He says that everyone's going to live on Mars. Is that what he said? No, the moon or something. But
we need water.
I'm gonna tell people to leave, like as much as I can, like hype it up. I'll be a hype man to get people out of here.
Yeah,
you know, and I'll just run hella cattle everywhere.
Yeah,
like I'll fucking.
You'll never starve
if I could pay their tickets to like go out to space and stay there. I'll do it, dude. I'll work my ass off just to get people out of here.
Yeah.
So
all the neighbors start handing them space tickets.
Do you know? Do you know what the world population is right now?
Too many. Way too
guess
many.
A number.
30 billion.
30 billion?
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. I think it's like 8 billion.
We can definitely find that out, but keep going with it. I got it.
So what I'm saying is that it has doubled pretty much every year. Let me see.
Got it right here.
Yeah, 7 billion, right?
7?
Yeah.
7.9 is what I'm seeing. So almost 8 billion people.
But it's gained every year. It's gone up by more than 80 million. People a year.
It's pretty bad.
And I also was wondering, okay, since there's that many people on the earth, like everyone breathes CO2, like they all, that's all carbon that comes out of them, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, how come everyone talks about the world's population? Like how much greenhouse gas has gone up? Because if you look at the population by year, let me pull it up.
And I mean, I hate to bring this up on a sad note, but that concert where all those people were getting trampled and stuff, that was one of the issues. People couldn't breathe because they were breathing each other's carbon.
Really?
Dude, people were passing out because they couldn't fucking breathe. It was a rap concert called Astro World, and there's so many people. They analyzed the footage, and they had to use somebody who analyzes like waves in the ocean.
It wasn't just like compression on their lungs, like and stuff like that.
It was partially that, but people were like, I couldn't breathe because all I could breathe was hot air from the person around me.
Oof.
Like there's just way too many fucking people.
Yeah, I guess you could have a blackout like that. Pass out.
Especially if, there's that many people to where like they said there were so many people, like once the crowd was moving, they couldn't control it. Like no one in the middle could control their movement. So it was just moving and swaying. And as as it picked up and got worse, people were just getting stomped out.
In 1800s, wasn't that long ago, right?
Yeah.
1800.
200 years ago.
Yeah. Think about it, that's like when most of the cities in the West were being like, they were built already by that time. 1800s. California was just starting to be built. Like,
America was established in 1776, so America's just getting going.
So the cities, the Wild Wild West, 1800s, blah blah. The world population at that time was only in the billions.
But see, could they really track all of that back then, like accurately? I mean, I'm sure to an extent.
Dude, they had censuses. I mean, their census, they've always had a census.
Yeah.
Like ever since, maybe it wasn't perfect, but I'm sure it was ballpark within a billion or two, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So the fact that in 200 years.
So how many people was that? You said a billion?
A billion.
A billion.
A billion. So a billion and a half.
In 200 years, we've gone up 8 times that amount.
8 times. In the billions.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of people.
That is.
A lot of people. And now let's take in the fact that now there's people being closer to people. Now there's viruses and they're sick like that. There's the reason why is because there's so many more people.
Yeah.
It's not like it should be that hard to figure out. Like there's so many people.
Yeah.
So many people.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
At what point does a planet become too populated?
That's why we're gonna send them to space.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already too populated already.
So I mean, are we saying 5?
Maybe,
maybe 3.
It was probably too populated when they started killing all the buffalo in America.
Yeah.
All the bison.
Yeah.
That, when they started diverting rivers and putting dams up, that was probably too many people.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
So, I mean, 150 years ago?
Because I love this answer when people are like, oh, look, there's not too many people. Look at all the space and the desert. Or look at all the rangeland in Colorado. Like, okay, go to try to live out there.
Yeah.
It's you can't. There's only like wild
inhabitable.
Wild land. There's a reason why people don't live out there. Okay, and you what they've done in California and in the deserts and making cities in the desert and diverting all the water from all the other states out to California and drying up all the deserts to put green valleys and grow agriculture down in the desert. It's ruined.
Well, I mean, let's be real. California is out of water. We just legalized weed. How much water do you think it takes to fucking grow weed? Right? Probably a fucking shit.
The neighbor across the street is putting in 500 acres of almonds.
Yeah.
Right now, during a drought, he's putting in 500 acres.
Yeah,
of
that's
almonds.
Fucking insane.
Yeah. And who's saying shit about that?
No.
Nobody.
It's crazy,
all these people in California who love the environment, allow the homeless to shit and piss on our rivers.
Yeah.
And they allow all these businesses, all these Wall Street farmers to come over here and put crazy amounts of acreage in and take water from people that don't have it.
Have you been to Lodi lately?
Yeah.
Have you seen how much they're building over by Walmart and all that, dude?
A lot.
That was all
used to be a
open
green
land.
belt. Yeah, it used to be a green belt. I thought it was a protected.
I thought it was too. But dude, it's all new homes going in.
Yeah.
They're gonna have from there to the freeway.
Yep.
All the way. I don't like so, Michael David might be in the middle, but
Well, and so look what's changed in the last 30 years. Okay, so in the next 100 years, it's just gonna be solid concrete everywhere you go.
Yeah. I mean, unless you go to Idaho.
Boise's making it hard.
Boise's building out, right?
So
it's crazy, man. And people don't seem to care much, about that aspect of it. They don't look at the real problem. Like I 100% agree with you. There's way too many people.
Yeah.
Way too many people. I don't know the real number.
So do you think that's why the virus was created? Do you think
I do know people that
do you think it's a big plan of all the governments to get together and try to taper it?
I don't think they're that smart. I don't think they could get along as a group of governments.
Putin wouldn't do it?
I think that it definitely could have been one government that was like, hey, we got a problem, and it was probably a dictator like Putin or fucking homeboy in North Korea or somebody in Iran or, something like that. But I mean, I definitely think it's possible. I don't think that all of our governments could get along to cohort that, but
there's an elite class that doesn't care about anything like that, which is why I think Trump was so cool with Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
Because he was like, listen, I'm so elite that it doesn't matter if my country hates your country.
Yeah.
They were like, cool. They're like, let's go pop some bottles. Anyways, like that elite status.
Yeah.
Nothing matters. There doesn't matter who owns what, who's running what country.
Yeah.
They're in the same club.
Yeah.
They're all buddies.
You got a point.
Yeah.
You got a point.
So if they want to get together and, kill a bunch of people and then buy a bunch of land in space, that's the thing. Are you going to buy real estate in space?
No.
Why?
No way. No way. I'd never go visit it. I wouldn't leave.
What if they won't let you out there unless you own a piece? And then they sell it to you back.
I think I'd be with you on this, man. I think I'd be staying around here. I would, make sure as many people was going to space as possible, take over their house, tear it down, start building out and getting a fortress.
What if they start shitting and pissing from space and landing on everything? No,
there's gravity and all that good stuff to keep us protected.
You ever seen Joe Dirt?
I got the poo on me.
Speaking of poo, if anyone is a like gut biologist, a stomach biologist, or has any,
Maybe we should talk to the guy Joe Rogan found for Gordon Ryan.
that's what he needs.
Yeah.
We're not going to say his name, but a certain co-host of ours,
A gastrobiologist, right? Gastrointestinal biologist. Yeah, a certain co-host of the show definitely needs some gut health bacteria answers. He's got a lot of issues.
yeah.
Bobby definitely doesn't like waking up to those.
No, he sends us videos. He's just like a little kid. He thinks they're so cool.
Yeah.
He thinks it's like, look,
And
look, Mom.
and Bobby's over there analyzing them and being like, dude, I think you may need to get checked for, something.
He might have like Crohn's disease or something.
Yeah, man.
He definitely needs to increase his fiber. Like if there's one thing that could probably help that, it's fiber.
I mean, I didn't know you could carry a fucking smell like that. Dude. It's like a constant fart, like a constant fart. Like he farts so much, he doesn't smell like shit. He smells like a fart.
It's because he always has one in the chamber. He's always loaded.
He's always locked and loaded.
He's always loaded.
God damn, dude, that's so fucking bad. Like he sharted. He sharted. That's right.
When we went to when we did that the backpacking trip, when he went for like an hour or two without eating and thought we ran out of food, he like started freaking out.
Clenched his butt cheeks.
He has like a serious fear of running out of food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
The one in Lake Alpine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like take away his food for a couple hours and tell him, hey, I don't know if you're going to get any food tonight. And he will get frantic. He'll freak out. So he was freaking out. He was eating all the MREs in my backpack. He was like just stuffing his face. He probably ate 10 times more than he would normally eat.
Yeah.
If he just didn't think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He just thought he was going to run out, huh?
Yeah. And I think that's the thing about when he goes on road trips.
Yeah.
Like he has to make sure he has all the right snacks.
Necessities.
He has like all his nachos.
It's crazy because I felt like the guy barely ate when he was here with us the other day. Like
because he didn't.
He didn't. Yeah. I was offering him like candy bars and fucking muffins.
I guess things are different when you're sipping on, But yeah, when we get done with the dinner and we're all like happy and full. Yeah. And we're just having our margaritas and Chad comes up. He's like, did you guys eat? I'm like, yeah, we ate. What was it? He's like, I didn't go over there because they didn't look good. I was like, what do you mean? It was filet and mashed potatoes. It's like your favorite.
Yeah.
He's like, what? It was steak and mashed potatoes. Like, yeah, and it was macaroni and cheese and bread. Yeah. It was like your favorite meal.
Did you try the creme brulee that they had?
Yeah, I think I took a bite of it.
Ooh, I didn't try any, but I fucked up. I wish I would have. It looked damn tasty.
Yeah, I'm a fan of creme.
Yeah,
too.
The right creme brulees, man. I mean, with the little
crack of the spoon.
When we were in Vegas for a couple of those speaking events for my cousin, they in those conference rooms they bring out like snacks and they'll bring out like lunch, but it's like buffet style. But they always set out the desserts, so I always walked by the desserts, scoped them out. And I was like, oh shit, I know what's going to go quick. But dude, they put out these little like personal creme brulees about the size of a can of chew. And dude, it was perfect size, perfect cook on there.
What was your favorite restaurant going to as a child?
As a child?
Yeah.
We ate at Casa Flores every night of the week growing up. But that was like through high school. But before that, we used to eat at Tony Roma's.
Tony Roma's, huh?
Yeah. They had like a Tuesday steak night or rib night. All you can eat ribs on Tuesday for $20.
So we used to go hometown. Dude. And so
we ate there a lot too.
Hometown.
That was more if like we had the whole family with us.
Dude, if you could get to the hometown dessert and they have like I think bread pudding was like the best thing they had, but they also sometimes they had little eclairs and stuff you could grab.
Oh yeah,
and then the ice cream machine.
The ice cream machine was the shit, dude.
The ice cream machine had the swirl on there, but the salads too. I used to go get salads, and I used to fill my stuff up with bacon bits and croutons and ranch.
I put sunflower seeds on them. Dude, those cracked sunflower seeds.
I felt so healthy. I was sitting there like, oh, I'm gonna eat a salad
Yeah.
before my meal, and then I'd leave. I'd go get a bunch of macaroni and cheese, like maybe a cut of prime, whatever they had there, which wasn't very good. And
those
then I
little
just
fish, those little pieces of fish, it was like fried fish.
how about Jello?
I never fucked with
You never fucked with Jello?
No,
it was it was on display though,
Yeah.
like right there by the salad bar.
Yeah, I never would fuck with it.
Why do they put Jello by the salad?
I don't know. Maybe because it stays cold because of the salad bar.
Salad, yeah.
But I mean, you would think they would put it by the dessert.
Something,
I mean,
yeah. That was weird.
But my favorite, we would go there and I loved it because I hate when you're at a restaurant, you're drinking a drink and you run out and they never refill it or they take hella long.
Yeah.
I loved getting up and refilling my drinks. And sometimes I'd be like, oh, I want chocolate milk this time. And I get chocolate milk. And then I'd be like, oh, I want some hot chocolate. And I get hot chocolate. And
used to see I watched so many people get caught. Like they'd put their purse down and then they'd fill it up with like bread rolls. Dude, I saw people putting like meat in there, desserts. Yeah. And I'm like, dude. And they would barely even eat at dinner, but they would stuff their purse full of food.
Oh, we got J-Dub in the house. He's saying, let me in. Get me in this bitch. And Anthony's saying hometown.
Yeah, hometown.
He's all about hometown too.
Like I don't think Golden Corral was on that level. I think Golden Corral tried to get up there, but hometown was the stuff.
Those people have little population. Iran is 30 million deep. That's the same size as California. So Anthony's almost saying it's just America that's got way too many fucking people. He's saying they're keeping these other countries way the fuck down. China #1 overpopulation. India. It's bad. But dude, I loved fucking going to dinners, like family dinners and shit like that, like with our whole family. I'd always get in trouble. I'd mix all my fucking drinks. And
were your parents strict?
Shit. Yeah, they were pretty strict.
Did you guys have to pray before?
Oh yeah.
Like stand up and pray?
No. But we just all bow our heads. My dad still.
What did your dad say the prayers every time? Or did you guys just have to say it to yourself?
Well, we started playing the prayer game, which we learned after years of going to church that like we'd go to, as soon as everyone got their food, the last person to put their finger up had to ask the blessing over the meal. So we would all play that after a while, and I'd get stuck with it every once in a while. But my dad mainly always says the prayer, and even to this day, like he'll stop and go through Starbucks line and get like a bagel. And right before he eats it, he'll go, "Oh Lord, thank you for this bagel."
Well, he should. He lives by it.
Dude, like it's a bagel, man. Take a bite.
You should be like that. That's a lot of carbs, Dad.
Oh man. Yeah, Jay says finger in the air. I don't know what that means. The finger in the air game. He knows the game too. He still tries to. We go to lunch every once in a while. He'll still play it with me.
Yeah.
So. Did you guys ask the blessing over the meal?
Yeah, well, my dad would.
Yeah,
but no
was
one
it strictly your dad?
Yes, because he would like ridicule people like on their prayers. Like if you didn't say it right, he'd be like, "The fuck was that?" I think Jesus likes what you said or something like that. And I was like, so I'm like, yeah, okay, Dad, much better you being fucking drunk as hell. I'm sure Jesus loves that too.
I mean, it's as long as he's talking to him, man.
But yeah, the greatest was when the Mormon missionaries would come over, and because we grew up Mormon, and my dad wasn't Mormon, but he claimed to have read the Bible like 4 times. I don't know. He probably did.
Yeah.
And so he would get like really drunk, and then the Mormon missionaries would come over, and my dad would meet him at the front door and invite him in. The missionaries, all they wanted to do was like read scriptures to us, the kids. But my dad would sit there and talk to them, and they would have these 2-3 hour conversations, like basically arguing back and forth while my dad is just shit-faced.
Yeah.
He's sitting there drinking.
How long would like it take before you could tell these motherfuckers like, this guy's drunk, why am I in here?
No, they don't care, dude.
They don't care. They're just in there to win it.
They don't care, man. They're happy to be there.
Yeah.
Most of the time missionaries come over to eat.
Yeah.
They don't, I don't think they have.
They come to eat? What do you mean? They
every
knock
night
on your door and they're like, "Hey, can I get some food?"
Yeah, that's how they eat. like most missionaries, they're not going to like the restaurants. They're going to people's houses and they're eating, and then they're like reading scriptures. That's that's what they do. Like every night they plan to meet with a different family from the church.
Really?
Yeah. And it's smart. So if you just,
Yeah.
set up dinner dates all the time, and then, sometimes, but that's mainly if like, say they have kids that are getting ready to go into the priesthood or something, like
Yeah.
they're about to pass, then they'll come over and train those kids. They'll basically get them ready for their,
Yeah.
and they'll do that over the months, and they'll come over like
What
on
do the
Tuesday,
ones
Thursday.
do in Utah? Like the big like compounds that they have out there, and like what kind of shit goes on out there? Is it like the Scientology shit?
No, those are fundamentalists, and they're not really recognized by the church, by the Mormon church.
Yeah.
They kind of branched off, and I think, I don't know, I'm not that good of a Mormon. I haven't gone to church since I was like 10. But I think they kept the multiple wife thing.
Yeah.
And then the church like denounced it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
So the church changed their mind, but they're still hardcores on it.
Yeah. And so they call themselves FDLS, or Fundamentalist Latter-day Saints. So they take their fundamentals with them, but the church is like, nah.
That's always been a weird thing to me, like the multiple wife thing in the Mormon church, like, because other than that, like, the Mormons are pretty good people.
They're fucking amazing people,
right? Like,
they're some of the nicest people you ever met.
Name me one Mormon out there that is like
they're so
an
nice.
asshole.
They're nice.
Always really nice.
There's this restaurant, this cafe that just opened up in Deary, right next to Elk River, and it's run by these Mormons. And
really?
It's a bakery, dude.
Mormon bakery,
the most beautiful bakery I've ever walked into. I walk in, there's like these nice ladies in the back. They're smiling. They're like handing people scones, and they're singing in the back. And then the whole restaurant is so nice. It's no, they're extremely nice people. What you got?
Crazy. I didn't know Bobby was a Mormon.
Who's that? Jay?
Jay said, talk about speaking in tongues and demons getting cast out. I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff. There's touchy stuff in here. But I mean, the Mormons though, I remember in my speech and debate class, there was a Mormon girl, and she like didn't cuss. She didn't fucking miss a day of school. She had like 10 brothers and sisters, and that's another thing. They have a lot of kids. Why do they have so many? Like, what's the deal behind that?
I think just because the whole point of like the Mormon religion is family. And so like
they want big families.
They want big families.
Yeah.
And they set up like their kids. It's kind of like set like arranged marriages sometimes. I think they other Mormons get married extremely early, like right at 18.
Yeah.
They have kids before they're 20. Like that's normal. They start having families like when they're young. And so I don't know. I think they just have more time to have babies. That's probably what it is.
Yeah. There was a girl that she worked at the physical therapy office, and she did physical therapy on my shoulder. And I didn't know she was Mormon, but anyways, later on in life, I seen on Facebook, she met a Mormon guy, and he was like a worker, like in the church or something, or maybe a missionary. I don't know, but he was like really deep into the Mormon faith. And they ended up getting married and moved out to Utah, and they're like super active in the church, and they're like all about it, dude. But they're nice people. Like, I don't think that either one of them cuss, smoke, drink, talk bad about people or anything. So it's like, you can't really hate on a religion where everyone's pretty fucking nice, right?
Yeah, dude. Like, so they always called us Jack Mormons.
Yeah, right? Jack Mormons. That was what the thing.
Because, like, that's just how it was. Dude, like, yeah, growing up, if we had like an injury in the family, like one of the kids was injured,
yeah,
they would send kids over to like mow our lawn. They would send kids over to like stack the wood.
Yeah.
Or to like, if They just randomly send food over, like even though we had food. They're just like, you don't do nothing.
Yeah. You
Nothing.
just, hey, well, I got sick.
Dude.
And
Hey,
they're good people, man.
I met Steve Young at the church.
Did you?
Yeah, he came when they had the 49ers training camp.
Yeah. I didn't know you were a 49ers fan.
I'm not.
Oh.
I'm not at all. 49ers suck. So do the Raiders.
Yeah, not after Thanksgiving.
They're much better in Vegas, I'll tell you that. Now they got some support.
But you were saying about Steve Young?
Yeah, I met Steve Young when they're doing the training camp here in so a cool thing. So you met Jerry, have you met Jerry Rice?
Wait, did Steve Young come to the church?
Yeah, so it was
it
was like a Sunday, and someone had said, "Oh, like Trent Dilfer was good," because Trent Dilfer is Mormon too.
Oh, is he?
Both the quarterbacks at that time on the Niners
crazy.
were Mormon. So I go there, I'm like thinking, okay, I met Trent Dilfer, and then Steve Young walks in and he gives a talk for like the whole time, and then we met him and stuff like that. I met Jerry Rice at Applebee's.
Did you?
Yeah, he signed his
Stockton Applebee's.
Yeah, he signed his autograph on napkin.
Really?
Jerry Rice.
Yeah,
they used to go to Applebee's a lot.
I met Jeff Garcia when the 49ers were doing their
punk.
Yeah, he's
not even real Mexican.
Me and my cousin, we were wearing our Raiders jerseys at the 49ers training camp, and we made him sign a football for us. Yeah, it was pretty funny. But
T.O. was banging my music teacher.
Really?
In elementary school. He came over to our school.
Yeah.
Like during lunch, and he came in and like signed an autograph for us.
Are you sure it was T.O.?
Yeah, no, it was T.O. It was Terrell Owens. This was before he had any breakouts. Like, when he was on the Niners, he wasn't that good.
No.
It was like when he first started,
Yeah.
T.O. came to the school because he was banging my music teacher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so I got to meet him.
Where do you think he picked her up at? Like, she was in training camp.
I think she was
her
well,
out?
actually, I think she was like a dance music instructor. So she must have been like a dancer.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
she was a like one of those dancers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now that I think about it,
I don't know.
how else do you meet a fucking teacher?
Yeah.
Like that as an NFL player?
Yeah.
Right. There
That's
was no apps back then.
Yeah. No. Nowadays,
unless he was picking up the classifieds in the paper or something.
But she'd have to be posting. I doubt that was going down.
Yeah, and I doubt he was going to like the ballet studios and looking for dance instructors. He's probably that really blows my mind now thinking about that.
Yeah, she may have been up to something on her after hours.
She did look a little different than every other teacher.
Oh man, that makes me feel like Chad's on the show. He would always knock his boners into teachers and things like that. Yeah. He was weird when it comes to that shit. Did you have any hot teachers?
Yeah, I had one. She was like my 8th grade teacher, but she hated me.
Yeah.
She was a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was so stuck up, and I don't know, like, I guess I wasn't that good of a student, so she just did not like me at all. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I only had a couple teachers like me.
Yeah.
It was weird because I was always a good kid.
Yeah.
But like, I would always kind of like second guess the teachers. Like I never.
That's why they didn't like.
Yeah, I never like took the teachers for their word.
Yeah.
Like, I was always like, dude, this one teacher, right? His name was Mr. Alfieri. He was like this Italian guy. He had like a cul-de-sac with like a long ponytail. He used to wear jean shorts and like plaid shirt every day, and he's tucking in with like a leather belt. And he had he would like give sugar cubes at kids for treats, and I always thought that was weird. I'm like, dude, what's he doing? With? He would bring in cinnamon sticks. He'd be like, yeah, I climbed a mountain and I got these cinnamon sticks from like the Himalayas. And then he had like these magnets, and if you could get, because he was a science teacher, dude, he was like,
that's
like
a trip,
the weird science guy.
Yeah.
And he told the class one day that he got all this cinnamon from like this underground field or something like that. And I'm like, it's just bark. He's like, no, it's not. I'm like, yes, it is bark. I know what cinnamon is.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So, and then I had another teacher who, she said she was like Native American, and she made us do like these beads, bead necklaces and stuff like that. And then I was like, you don't look Native American. She's like, I am. And I was like, your last name is I'm not gonna say her last name, but it was an Italian last name. I'm like, you're not Native American. And she's like, yes, I am. I'm like, dude, you're clearly Italian.
She probably got married or something.
No, I know she was Italian. She was Italian, straight Italian, no Native American.
There was a lot of people that used to claim Native American back in the 90s.
Oh,
everybody,
every grandma that I know says they're part Cherokee.
Yeah, part Cherokee. I was about to tell you, my family's part Cherokee.
We're all Cherokee.
Yeah, we're all Cherokee.
Everyone's Cherokee.
Yeah, I got one of those ancestry.
That's how I got my. That's what people say. That's why my skin is so caramel.
Yeah, that's why I tan easily. I got Cherokee in me.
My great grandfather was Cherokee, half Cherokee.
Yeah. My family says that my great grandfather was a chief.
Oh, really?
I'm like, yeah, right. I'd have free college if that was the case.
Fucking a couple rooms at the casino.
Yeah, exactly. Right? I own Jackson, if that's the case.
Did you ever meet the guy who owns Jackson Rancheria?
The big fat guy, the white dude.
He's white.
The bald white dude.
Yeah.
I never met him.
What's his name?
I seen him there one time, and I seen the commercials.
Well, they named him something like Firebird or something.
He had a nickname though.
But when I used to do those backyards and stuff with Mr. John,
okay,
one of his clients was that guy, and we used to go to his house. He had all these cars out front.
Damn.
His wife
part Cherokee.
His wife was only like an eighth, like barely. He was white. He had a Cherokee name. And he inherited like all the money for Jackson Ranch.
My cousin's like, yep, chief, bro. He inherited it all?
Dude, they got so much money. Like they got checks all the time because he was like the leader of like the Miwok tribe or whatever the tribe is up there in Jackson.
Yeah.
I think it's either Yokuts, Miwok, or one of them. But that's like the local tribe.
Sure. Yeah.
Dude, they're getting paid. He had like one of the biggest houses in Murata. Fat house, all these sports cars out front. Yeah,
those houses in Murata are nice. Those ones out there.
Yeah, they're big houses.
There's some big ones like just hidden away and stuff. Nice houses.
Yeah.
But my family, they always said we were Native American. I doubt we have any. I'm gonna do one of those ancestry kits. I have one in the house. I actually have two of them. I was supposed to do one. I don't know. I keep putting it off, but.
Oh, this is what I love. My cousin, Michael, if you're listening, he has that Luck of the Irish tattoo. Yeah. I don't even think we're Irish.
Yeah.
We're German.
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
No, he might have some Irish on his mom's side.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's ever looked. So
he just saw his brother has red hair and he's like, we're Irish.
Irish as fuck.
I can drink.
Luck of the Irish. I'm gonna get a Luck of the Irish tattoo. And we always ask him, who's Irish? We're not Irish.
Yeah, bro.
And I don't even think my grandma really knows what we are. Because I've looked up the last names and stuff. She always says German. I'm like, that ain't a German name.
Yeah.
Like, that's like not German.
My family has always said we're Swedish because
really?
Pearson, right? I guess
that's like an English
name. Then I looked it up, right? I just did a Google search.
Because all the Pearsons I see are from England.
Yeah, it's an English name, and depending on how it's spelled, like there is a way to spell it in the Swedish way. That's the Pier.
Oh yeah.
But our way is the English way of spelling it. Like, I don't know if my family knew jack shit about what the fuck we are, dude.
All it takes is one grandpa or one dad
to tell a story.
To be like,
to be a bullshitter.
Especially if they're like, I want to be like that person.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a Viking.
Yeah.
Our family is from Vikings.
Yeah. Dude, it's ridiculous. Corey, that our buddy that used to hang out at the house and stuff, he always said that he was Norwegian or Norwegian
or Nork or whatever it is.
He like, we're Norwegian, and I'm pretty sure those are the Vikings, like big motherfuckers. And he ain't very tall.
Yeah, he's
and his last name's Sullivan.
Yeah,
so I'm pretty sure that's like
his beard's not that full.
Yeah. I don't know. I did
read somewhere that the Vikings were not very big.
Really?
Yeah, that they were just like that was that was
stereotype.
Not even stereotype. Like, it was just false. It was to make them look like seem like they were big people, but I guess they weren't very big.
Oh.
Like, they were just normal sized people.
That's interesting.
So you would think that they'd all be like, these NFL linemen or like these big ass cubits, these huge dudes. They're 6'8", but no, I guess they were just like normal sized dudes.
Your mom's side of the family, though, they have a little bit more history, right?
Yeah. My mom's side of the family goes way back. I could trace back my mom's side to chiefs in New Zealand, to nobles in Tonga, to even the German side of her side of the family, like went to the gold rush, made a bunch of gold, left to the islands and started a coconut oil plant in Tonga, founded the first Mormon church in Tonga. Like there was a lot of history on that side. So
no Filipino. Anthony. Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
What,
my cousin says Irish and Dutch, Dave. We are not fucking Irish or Dutch.
Jay says Irish and Dutch?
Yeah, I don't think we're either. I think that's bullshit. But we'll find out from a DNA test.
Dutch are like Erica, Van Aersdale's. Like the vans. That you'd have to have like a van or something.
Yeah, we're not Dutch.
But they were very close to like Germany, I think, and Belgium, stuff like that. But I think you guys are just.
And I don't know if we have any Irish in us. Like, again, I don't know anything about my mom's side of the family though either. So that's the other thing. And then my grandpa, he used to say my grandma's side of the family was all inbred. So I don't know what the fuck we are. So I don't know.
Speaking of inbred, dude, I saw this video the other day, and this guy was interviewing this old like lady.
Okay, wait. Sorry. Can I? Anthony said, "Fuck." I said my entire life I was Mexican and Filipino. Nope. 45% Mexican, 10% Portuguese, and the rest Spaniard. 1% Black Cameroon. he's like Francis.
Wait, so what's his biggest percentage? Spaniard?
Mexican. 45. The rest is between Portuguese, Spaniard, and Cameroon.
I thought he was Italian.
No, he's Portuguese.
I thought he was saying he was part Italian. I knew the Zuniga was Spanish though. That's a Spanish name, right? Pretty sure.
My
Plus, you're too fair skinned to be like that much Mexican,
Yeah, my cousin says the Weaver side of our family is.
That sounds English too.
Yeah, he says the Weaver side. My aunt always used to tell us, "Oh, we were basket weavers. Then we were Native American basket weavers." So,
you have a bunch of dream catchers. You have a bunch of dream catchers around your house.
No one knows how.
Like my grandma. My grandma has shit everywhere that's Native American. She's been telling us that she's been Native American her whole life.
Yeah, she told me last time I seen her she's a Native American. Yeah. Oh man, Anthony says, "Yeah, fucking lesbian parents." Oh man, Jay, you got to go out there and do a DNA test too. You got a little bit of we got a little bit of different parts of the family in us,
Yeah, you guys don't know.
Yeah, we're not fully the same, so. I don't see what the hell you are.
Yeah, I gotta make sure JC does one because I don't know how.
Oh shit! Where'd my internet go? Oh, there. Whew,
I don't know how me and JC are like.
Yeah, you guys look nothing alike.
JC doesn't look alike. Well, no, our faces do look alike.
Yeah, but I
mean,
the
rest of the body structure and like the genes.
It doesn't make sense how nobody else in the family is as big as JC.
Yeah,
you would think one of you guys would have at least been like you got the height. You're taller than the rest of them. Johnny's not that tall.
No. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But
we should probably do one.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. Who knows, man? That's how shit gets started, though.
I did do my DNA test.
Did you?
Yeah, let me see. I got it right here, I think.
I've never taken the one you got me, Jay, but you need to do one too. Curious what you are. I still have... I have DNA tests sitting in the house. Me and Amanda, we're both going to do one too to figure out like if we have a kid, what it would be, so a little more information. So we don't have to bullshit the kid and tell him I'm going to tell him Cherokee. I'm going to give him a little fucking dream catcher above his crib. My grandpa told me his dad was a Native American too. He was a chief. And I'm like, where are you guys getting all these chiefs in our family? Like, no way. Like, I would have free college for sure, dude. Like the Native American kids in elementary school got free lunch. Like they didn't have to pay for shit.
There's mine.
All right, let's check this out. England and Northwestern Europe, 41%. Ireland, 28%.
Do you have some Irish?
Yeah, you're Irish.
Oh, wow.
28%. You're 13% Tongan. So you do got Tonga in you. And Wales also.
Ooh.
That's good shit.
Interesting.
You did Ancestry, huh?
That's that DNA kit. Yeah.
Oh, wait, you got more. You're a little bit Jew, too.
Everyone's a little Jew. Jesus was Jew.
You got 1% Sweden and Denmark, 2% Samoan.
No, honestly, like if you,
dude, you got Tongan and Samoan in you.
Well, every Polynesian they're now thinking came from Samoa.
Yeah.
They're thinking like that's where first they left. Like half the story is that when the Mongolians and all the people were leaving and starting to travel out, that some of them crossed the ice cap to America to become the Native Americans and Alaskans, and the rest of them went and traveled down into Polynesia.
Oh, wow.
And so they found the same tools used in Alaska, in the Inuits up there, as the Polynesians had. Like the exact same tools, some of the same clothing, some of the same language. That's why those native cultures and those warrior cultures, they're like very similar.
You're Scottish too. You got Scotland in you, and European Jewish, 3%. You're more Jew than you are Samoan.
Well, that's fine.
But yeah, you got a lot of Tongan in you, and evidently Michael's tattoo is legit. You got 28%.
Well,
Irish.
that could be from somewhere else. Like I don't know if that's from
the Irish is definitely on your dad's side. Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
Yeah. But I looked up the curly name. It's actually Welsh.
Yeah,
it actually comes from Wales.
That's where you 7%. That's quite a bit. So that's pretty cool, man.
So have you done this yet?
No, I haven't done it. I have a kit in the house.
It's so easy. Dude.
What happened? I got the kit and then I held off on it for a little bit, and then COVID hit, and I was like, they probably don't want me sending my COVID spit in. You know, like they're freaking out about me touching anything.
But it shows you like where you're most likely to live, and it's in New Zealand.
Really?
Like that's where a lot of the same people have the same DNA.
Really?
In New Zealand. Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So
because it's a Polynesian mix with white with European.
Yeah.
So there are not many of them. They're down there somewhere, Australia, New Zealand.
Man, that's interesting, dude. That really I really got to do that ancestry.
The cool thing is it shows you like if there's close relatives.
That's like legit data on there. Yeah. You can find a brother and stuff. I talk to clients all the time and they're like, I just found out I got a sister somewhere else, from doing an ancestry kit. Like it happens a lot, dude.
This is the crazy part right here is that it says New Zealand, British settlers, which my grandfather's side on my mom's side came from Britain.
And
then it says Missouri Ozarks, East Tennessee settlers. That's
shit.
where my grandma's from. She's from Missouri Ozarks, which is really weird.
That's pretty dead on. Yeah. That's crazy.
So,
wow. Interesting, man. The data that's out there, dude, you just need data and analytics, it'll.
But here's the fucked up thing, Anthony, is that if more people take these tests, you'll be able to see where your siblings are that you've never met.
Yeah.
It's happening all over the country.
It is.
People are finding out they have kids. They're finding out they have people like that they're supposed to be related to. They've never met.
Yeah.
Brothers, half sisters.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Seeing people that have like closer DNA matches than their own siblings.
People I've heard of
and they
don't you hear like twins and shit like finding each other?
Like that fucking
they got adopted.
That Hillary Duff movie or whatever.
The fucked up thing. I think we talked about this on the podcast once or twice, but there was a dude that donated his sperm, and he did it when he was young, and I mean he did it for years, and they were only supposed to use his samples on like places far away, and they just gave out. Everybody got his sample, dude. And so he has fathered that he knows of like 28 kids across the country, and fucking like more and more pop up, and
didn't he
come to
sign like a
find out
non-disclosure or something?
he did, but the bank that they used or whatever,
Just fucking let it all out.
They got fucked up. They handed it all out.
Ashley Madison.
Yeah,
They just got hacked.
They used it for a long time, so they're all like relatively close in age, but like for like a certain 10 years, they just used his sperm to everybody. It's crazy.
Well,
and he sued him and he got money, but he has a shitload of children. And the kids are like, we have to, before we date somebody or even have sex with somebody, we have to get them a DNA test to make sure we're not related.
Did you see that? I think it was an episode of The Office or something. You watch The Office, don't you?
No.
It was one of those shows. She was having like a party, you know, a pregnant party, whatever. What are those called?
Baby shower?
Baby shower. Some shit like that.
Yeah.
With her office party. And she's like, yeah, I'm pregnant. Blah, blah. And it was a sperm donor. And it was like that fat dude in the corner. He's like, I just want to let you know that I donated sperm and it could be my baby. And she's like, no, I went to a really exclusive spot. And he goes, was it by the IHOP? And she just like was silent.
You get good money for donating sperm, apparently.
Yeah. But don't you have to be like the better specimen? Like, don't you get like more money if you like?
They test your swimmers and your age and all that different things matter to find out. It's really crazy, dude. But people I heard that like where was it? It was like a documentary I was watching. Maybe it was about the dude that was donating all of his sperm, but he was getting like $3,000 to $5,000 a pop.
Really?
A pop, dude. Like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean, and that's probably his only income.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably did it through college and stuff. If you could work one job and do one thing in life, like that you've never done before, what do you think it might be?
If I could work one job
that you've never thought of, being possible.
Oh, never thought being possible.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like a CIA agent.
CIA agent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like someone like even higher than that.
Yeah.
Like probably like the top intelligence dude, you know.
I wanted to be like an investigator too. Like,
yeah.
Dude,
I always thought the Secret Service was cool because it's like,
yeah,
we're the president.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm thinking like you're just like a babysitter for
the
president. You're not doing much other than like and
then if you lose him, you're really fucking.
But like a CIA agent, dude, like
they get to find out some dirty details.
They're doing some shit.
I'd always thought being a pilot would be cool too.
Like, but I wouldn't want to be a CIA agent that like goes overseas.
Yeah.
Like I would want to do like
homeland,
like just like kind of like National Treasure.
Yeah.
But with the CIA. Like I want to go find the Smithsonian, like the eye thing, you know?
Yeah. The all-seeing eye.
Yeah. So, and like the Dead Sea Scrolls or some shit like that.
Like I was watching I got caught up, dude, last night. I was a little stoned and I got caught up watching like they found this tomb in Egypt.
Oh yeah.
And dude, it's like 4,000 years old, and the dude like had all kinds of carvings and paintings, and it was pristine, dude. They like accidentally found it. And I watched this documentary, and it was all subtitles, and I was falling asleep to where I couldn't read them. So I was like, close my eyes, and they're just talking in like Punjabi and stuff. It was awful, but I was really intrigued on what they were gonna find in this fucking tomb. So maybe like an archaeological guy or a dinosaur finder, you know?
Dude, come on. Like, when I saw them dusting off the bones in Jurassic Park,
yeah.
When he first brought out the little brush and he's like brushing off those bones, I was like, dude, I want to go find dinosaurs.
Yeah, dude. Or like even if you had like an inkling on where they might be, you know.
That's part of the reason why I like treasure hunting. Yeah. You know, like I dabble.
Where was that stone that Niles found? It was a headstone or something from a grave?
Yeah. So I was actually in Stockton.
Yeah.
So he was out by the port on a place where he saw some other guy metal detecting. So he goes out there and he sneaks up behind this dude. And he like goes, hey. And he's like, I shouldn't have done it because I don't know if the guy would have stabbed me, but I figured since he had a metal detection a metal detector that he wasn't going to be like crazy. So they get to talking. Niles has found gold coins outside of gold mines. He's found Civil War weapons.
Yeah.
He's found all sorts of shit.
Cool shit.
I mean, gold coins.
Yeah.
Worth like $5,000 to $10,000 each.
Yeah.
He's found them. He's found Chinese coins from like the Ming Dynasty and shit, like the oldest Chinese coins he's found.
Yeah.
So he's talking to this dude, and then he's like, yeah, I go out here all the time because this used to be like a mining camp in Stockton. So he's out there, and then all of a sudden Niles is out there metal detecting, and he finds this marble headstone, and he picks it up. It's cracked.
His metal detector picked up marble,
no,
he just found it.
He's found it. And he pulls it out, and it's a piece of like Carrera marble headstone, and it's a small one, like it would have been like a baby or something like that. But you don't just find pieces of that kind of marble shaped that way and that size.
Yeah.
Just randomly out there. They don't cut that kind of stuff for just random shit.
No.
You know, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Super expensive marble.
Damn. So that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And if you look at all like the headstones from back then, they're all made out of marble.
Yeah. Did he dig in that area to see if he could find any?
He's gonna go back. Yeah, he's gonna go back.
Yeah. So does he go around with the metal detector and maybe a little shovel in the car, or how does he work the?
Yeah. So he has a metal detector, and then he has a hand locator metal detector, and then he has this pick and a shovel.
And he carries all that around with him?
Yeah. It's still a little hand pick, a little hand shovel.
No, but still, that's commitment to, just for a hobby.
He knows his sounds and stuff so well now that like he'll go over something like, that's just like a shotgun shell.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, just check it, because I don't like passing stuff up because I'm thinking you never know.
Yeah.
He knows every time. He's like, it's dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty as in like it's not clean hit.
Yeah.
Then he hits something. He's like, oh, that's a coin. I'm like, what? How do you know? He's like, I can tell.
Just based off of the sound of the metal detector.
Yeah, it makes like a different sound, like a sharp.
He's been doing this for years now.
And he does. Every time he tells me it's right. Like he's found flasks, like all sorts of like Civil War stuff, belt buckles, buttons from like officers' uniforms.
Does he ever go to the beach and do it?
No, he should go to the beach.
Yeah, the beach is a good spot. I always see those motherfuckers walking around with metal detectors. I'm like, man.
Yeah, but those are kind of like those are like the seagulls of the mining community. They're like they got nothing better to do than walk on the beach and try to find wedding rings.
A watchers.
Yeah,
something that somebody lost.
Like they're not really putting in miles in a mountain. Like Niles is going hiking and finding the stuff like in the mountains where they used to have old army camps, old Civil War camps and stuff.
Adam Sandler movie. His name is Starbucks. Apparently, I was from one when I got older. Started asking questions. Got burnt down. Fucking lesbians.
What Anthony was?
Oh, I think these comments are coming in late. Is what it is. I just got a bunch of comments at once. But yeah, Anthony was raised by lesbians, so he didn't know what the fuck he was. It's funny. The family tales is what I call them. The family tales you get along the way, man. And God forbid you had, like my grandpa, he was a bullshitter. He would have told you all kinds of bullshit and got you going on a crazy story and then forget to tell you he was bullshitting you. It was bad. But I mean, you find out a lot like nowadays with all this fucking information out there, dude, with ancestry. Like, think of like 30 years ago, dude, that shit wasn't around.
Have you actually gone down and looked through the articles and stuff? I found World War II articles of my grandpa.
Really?
From, like World War II.
Really?
I found pictures of like great grandfathers, articles with their names in it.
Damn.
Dude, there's a lot of stuff out there. And I don't know how, but you know who runs Ancestry?
Oh no. Mark Zuckerberg?
The Mormons. They started it. Yeah, it was started by Mormons.
Really?
Yes.
That doesn't surprise me.
It was started by Mormons. And they have so much like, I don't know if they have all the access to all the records and stuff, but like, yeah, you could find it. If you type in, it'll give you a hint and then you click on it. And then there's another hint and you put the pieces together. Next thing you know, your family tree grows. And then all of a sudden these articles like censuses and articles and birth records pop up. And then, the San Antonio local newspaper wrote his name in it and that pings. and then you look at that, and then his picture might be in it.
Damn.
It's nuts, dude.
Dude,
There's lots of stuff.
Greg's dad has like where his family signed at Ellis Island. Yeah. Framed up in his house. Like, dude, I wish I had some.
And that was
history
only his
like
dad. That was only his grandpa. I thought.
It was his grandpa. Yeah.
That was Martin's dad, right?
Martin's grandpa.
Was it Martin's grandpa?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
oh yeah, I guess it was Martin's grandpa.
Yeah, but still,
but that's not long ago.
I mean, that's still crazy. I don't have shit like that. Like,
you never know. You probably do.
No one in my family
who would tell
has
you?
it.
Ancestry.com.
Yeah. I mean, I was jealous when I saw that little thing signed, and I was like, damn, dude, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
But so what's next for you, Bobby? I know you got some big things with your beef going, man. Looking to expand your herd a little bit. And
we expanded a lot this year.
Yeah.
We have January 12th, we'll be back in the stores.
Nice.
We'll have a permanent line going.
Hell yeah.
Grass-fed, grass-finished Highland beef.
It went quick last time, dude.
Yeah, we wanted to give people a taste.
Yeah.
Let them, and then pull back.
Yeah.
Let them get hungry. And then, because you don't want to just.
It went really quick, dude.
So, the New Year's is coming out. I'm going to drop my beef after New Year's. And when all these people are trying to get healthier and trying to beat the next virus, they need to think about their cholesterol, right? They need to think about their CLAs.
Yep.
They need to think about their omegas and think about the environment.
Yeah.
And that's what my beef does.
Well, and I mean, we're in a day and time where meats and things like that are becoming scarce at certain periods, so why not shop from a local guy that you could actually go touch his cows and his bullfin again. And
you think about this, the US population is 42% obese. You could change that by just eating better
what's
beef.
42% of 8 billion people?
That's the world.
Oh, okay.
I think America is like 3 billion.
Okay,
Actually, I don't even know. I don't know how many billion. But it's a lot of people that are obese.
Yeah.
That's half of the population, nearly half the population. Actually, 42% was like in 17, so it's probably gone up. But nearly half the population is at risk for like a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
Their immune system is not functioning right. Their hearts are probably clogged and stuff like that. So just remember, you could grow up and be like that, or you could eat healthy beef.
And
you choose.
Yeah. And I mean, it's good beef too. It's not, we're not just
good.
saying it.
No,
like we've eaten it. It's delicious.
It tastes good. Yeah. There's no gimmicks behind it.
Yeah.
It's just the best there is. So.
Yeah. And I'm, do you have any New Year's resolutions or any goals for next year that you want to talk about?
Yeah. So we kind of started on it last year. We started our running competition. This year I do want to do a marathon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think like running is actually a lot easier than training jiu-jitsu. It like
100%.
It's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Like, I could go out and run 10 miles and that's a lot easier. It's a lot less time than jiu-jitsu.
It's a lot easier than going 10 rounds with JC. I'll tell you that.
So, I mean, if I put in the same amount of effort I did into running as I did in jiu-jitsu, I could easily run a marathon.
Yeah.
But I just want to say I'd run a marathon one day.
Absolutely.
I think it's cool. What about you?
I actually want to start competing jiu-jitsu like a few times next year.
Nice.
I've been holding off the past couple of years. I got little ticky-tacky injury bullshit things and whatever, but I want to get in really good shape. I no bullshit shape. Like I want to feel confident and happy with my physique and everything, and go out there and fucking destroy.
Nice.
So
get you some beef.
Also I want to fucking get out to Tennessee and start working in the music industry somehow.
Yeah, so we'll be in Tennessee in March, right?
Yep.
And we got some things going down. We can't let people know exactly what's going on in Tennessee in March, but we'll be in Tennessee.
Yeah, check us out. Maybe we'll get some time to do a podcast. I doubt it, but
maybe there might be a guy that we know
a few people out there.
Ball with the ball, the bang, bang, bang. You don't know.
Maybe a cowboy.
Maybe. Only God knows why.
Maybe an American badass. I don't know.
But
yeah,
it's just what we do in San Jose.
Yeah.
So what this company does.
take too many pills that help me ease the pain, you know. We're gonna wrap this thing up, Bobby. Thank you for coming on the show, man. And a big congratulations to all the people who competed in the jiu-jitsu tournament. Thank you for everyone for listening into the podcast. We will be back. I do got to say thank you to one of our great friends and sponsors, Calaveras River Farms. Thank you, Bobby Curley, for being on this episode. Thank you to Monroy's Original Hot Sauce. Great for the holidays right now, guys. If you want a great holiday gift or a stocking stuffer, hit up Enrique Monroy at Monroy's Original Hot Sauce.com.
The best.
He will hook it up. You could get a green and a red, throw them in the thing, and you're good. Stocking stuffers galore. Or if you want to get the 3-pack for somebody, try them out. They're really amazing. You don't want to miss them. Also, Retro Grappler, check them out. They're out in Florida. They got some awesome rash guards. They got some gear out there, the flip-flops, keychains, stickers, you name it. They'll even do custom academy sets for you. So hit them up at Retro Grappler on Instagram or at Retro Grappler Shop on Instagram, or find them at retrograppler.com. Bobby, thank you for being on this episode of the podcast. We will be back next week with Chad, hopefully, if he can make it out of Elk River alive. Guys, thank you for checking it out. We will see you next week.
Peace.